Fall is the season of change and transformation. The leaves are changing, the air is getting cooler, and while it's the time of the year to enjoy the coziness of the season, it's also the final stretch of the year, making this the absolute perfect time to dial in on the person that you want to become and the goals that you want to hit, and being able to have the time to do it before you feel the pressure of the new year. This is the season of the Great Lock-In. The Great Lock-In starts in September and it goes all the way to December 31st. Welcome back to the Girl Check-In. New episodes drop every single Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed so that you don't ever miss an episode. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use these last few months to lock in new habits, build momentum, and to just step into January already living the life that everyone else is just starting to plan. Especially now that we're heading into a time of the year where the days are shorter, so you're naturally spending more time in the darkness. So taking this time to focus in on your goals makes it feel a little lighter and not so dingy and depressing. And also you get a sense of gratitude for this time because you're able to take advantage of it so that you can fully go in on your goals and build the habits that you want to build, become the person that you want, so that by the time that spring and summer roll around, you are this completely new, reinvented version of yourself that you have wanted to become. And you did because you put in the work during the winter. By the end of this video, you're going to have a step-by-step blueprint of how you're going to step into this next level version of yourself. So go ahead, grab yourself a cozy fall drink. As you can see, we are fully in the fall vibes here. I have my Halloweentown sweatshirt on and I am just feeling it. And normally I would bring a coffee to our little chats, but I have been a little lax on my water lately, so I just have my little Mountain Valley here next to me, and I'm in need of some hydration, okay? I've been having a little more coffee than water lately, and we gotta hydrate because we're still gonna stay on track of our goals while enjoying the fall time. I'm big on that because let's be honest, there's a ton of treats this time of year, tons of sugar, tons of carbs, and it can easily pull you off track. So we're not gonna have that. But go ahead, get yourself a cozy drink, grab a notebook, grab a pen, and let's talk about how you are about to enter the Great Lock-In. The idea of the Great Lock-In can be a little intimidating, so I really want you to take this moment and do this exercise with me really quickly. If you're walking or driving, don't close your eyes, but if you're just watching this video, close your eyes for a second. If you're walking or driving, just listen. But I want you to imagine that it's the first week of January. The holidays have passed. It's time for 2026. It is January 1st, 2026. While most people wake up feeling groggy, overwhelmed, and already behind on their resolutions, you are waking up feeling light and calm and proud of yourself. Your body feels strong because movement has become so natural to you over the last few months. Your mind feels so clear because the habits that you have been building since the fall have become second nature, and now they're your new norm. You are sipping your coffee in a clean, cozy, calm space. You're not frantic because you started this work that everyone else is just beginning way back when the leaves were just starting to fall. You're not starting the year off thinking, I have so far to go. You are feeling grounded and proud. There is no panic to catch up or that you're just starting late. You have this quiet confidence that you've got this because you've already been living it. That deep, steady sense of momentum, the ease in your mornings, the strengths in your routines, the mental space to just dream bigger. That is what the Great Lock-In is really all about. You're not just ahead on your goals. You feel ahead in life. You feel energized and peaceful and genuinely excited for what's to come because you took that time at the end of the year, that last quarter, you fully invested that time into yourself. So you are starting the next year already as that reinvented version of yourself. You're not spending the first part of the year grinding and grinding just to get to that point that you could be starting at. And that momentum is going to absolutely catapult you. You can open your eyes now if you haven't already, but I really just want you to take a second and do that exercise. Do it again if you have to. Come back to this video if you have to, because whenever you are at a point in your Great Lock-In where things feel hard and they feel like you're not moving forward, which we're gonna get to how to deal with that feeling, I want you to go back to that moment and picture yourself on January 1st, that first week of January. how you want to feel and maybe how you have felt in the past and how you don't want to feel again. I know for me, I think about all the years that I started already feeling so behind and seeing everyone like going all in on their goals for like the first 2 to 3 weeks of January, only to fizzle out. And I basically would start them knowing that I was going to fizzle out, and I ended up doing that. And that's why for the last few years, I've tried so hard for the last part of the year to really go all in on myself and start the new year already having that momentum. And I learned from the years I didn't do that, and it really gave me that push to do that, especially on the dark, cold days in the wintertime. It can be a little hard to get up and take those actions, but that little exercise helps me so much, so hopefully it helps you too. I need you to reframe how long you think it takes for change to actually happen. When you think about changing your life over the next few months, or changing anything really, you kind of automatically think like, okay, well, this is gonna take a long time. This is gonna be a long, grueling process. And that is just not true. Tony Robbins talks about this a lot, and I heard him say this, and it's really stuck with me, is that change happens in a single decision. Transformation does not require months and years of struggle. One of my favorite quotes he says whenever he's talking about change is he says that change is never a matter of ability. It's a matter of motivation and decision, and it happens instantly. The second that you decide that something must change and that you will no longer settle. And the time that it feels like it takes for this change to happen is really just us building up to that decisive moment, or just the time it takes to reinforce that new standard with the consistent action. We have been so conditioned to think that big change equals a long process. So we plan for these long timelines for things to happen, and it closes us off to any kind of quick shifts that actually do and can happen. Because if we believe that it's going to take years, we're subconsciously going to act in a way that reinforces that belief. So if you can believe that change happens instantly, it absolutely can. If you believe that change is going to take months and years of struggle, or it's a process and yada yada, that is your reality. That is what is going to happen. You have to change the meaning that you have attached to time. Decide that change is immediate, and then just back that belief every single day with your consistent actions, and it's going to reinforce that new identity. This comes with how you identify yourself and what you say. Instead of saying that I'm trying to quit this, just say, I don't do that anymore. He had an example of a smoker, of someone that didn't want to smoke anymore. They literally didn't say, I'm trying to quit smoking. They said in a moment, that single moment they made that change of not being a smoker anymore. They told themselves, they said, I do not smoke anymore. I am not a smoker. It's the same thing with eating bad. You could say like, I am trying to work out. I am trying to eat better. Just say, I do eat better. I am a healthy person. I am a fit person. You have to change the way you talk to yourself. Focus on raising your standards and linking pain to those old patterns, and link pleasure to your new ones, because ultimately we make decisions based on pain and pleasure. A lot of people think it's more painful to be stuck in the 9-to-5 grind than it is to work 16-hour days building their own business to go live a life on their terms, because they see the vision. Some people find it to be very painful to go through and build their own business versus just living in the comfortability of a 9-to-5. So it's really just what you link pain and pleasure to. Working out, for example, maybe you link more pain to waking up, getting dressed, and going to go work out and expending your energy in that way. Some people link the pain to not working out and staying stagnant and feeling like they're not moving anywhere, and they find more pleasure in working out. Therefore, they are more fit and they are healthier. So really, your decisions are ultimately based on what you link pain and pleasure to. And that's ultimately going to lead to your decisions, which your decisions will determine what actually changes, because change is a momentary decision. So really just think about how you look at change and reframe how long it takes for change to actually happen and what change comes down to, and that is your decisions. Understand that there are going to be dips and there will be obstacles. There will be days when you'll only be able to give 40%, and that is okay, because at the same time, there will also be days where you can give 110%. The point of this is to show up for yourself in the absolute best way that you can every single day, regardless of whether or not it's your best day. The point is that you're showing up for yourself and you are doing the actions that you can within that day. Because even if it's not your best day, you're still showing up, you're still doing the actions, and that is going to help you build momentum and keep it going. There are going to be moments where you are putting in the work, but you're tired and you're overwhelmed, but you have to consciously keep pushing through. There's going to be times where it looks like absolutely nothing is happening, but I promise you it is. You have to keep going even when it looks like nothing is happening. And when you do the actions that your next level self would do, over and over again, regardless of whether or not you're seeing the progress, you are building this momentum so that whenever you do finally break through, which you will, as long as you keep going, you will be able to hold that next level energy of your goals and that identity. Because think of the version of yourself that you don't want to be. Think about the version of yourself with the bad habits and the mindset that holds you back. If you were to give that version of yourself that higher level of success, there is no way you'd be able to sustain it. It would be this momentary glimpse of a little bit of success, and then it would pitter patter out into nothing, and then you would just end up back into your old patterns because you never actually became that person that can hold that level of success. So please, 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 please just remember to keep going even if it looks like it's not happening. I've done that with YouTube. I've done YouTube for quite a while now, and there were times where I felt like my channel wasn't growing, I wasn't reaching anybody, and I just kept going and I kept going and I'm still keeping on going. And now I have a beautiful community that I fully love and I'm so grateful for. And it's all because I kept showing up even whenever it felt like nothing was happening. And Alex Hormozy actually has a quote that I heard that has really, I hear it in my head multiple times a day. He says, to succeed, you just need to do so many reps that it would be unreasonable for you not to succeed. It's literally all a probability game. If you keep putting in the work and you keep doing the reps, and you put in so much work, you do all the things, there's no reason for you to not be successful. It's a probability game. If you do more things that are going to push you towards that goal you have for yourself and what it is you want to achieve by the end of the great lock-in, there's no way you can't reach it. It's not possible. You outweigh the possibility of it not happening each time you show up to do a certain action, whether it's a workout, filming a video, whatever it is. You increase the odds for yourself. Every time you show up to a workout, even though you're so tired. Every time you choose to meal prep, even though all you want to do is go sit down and watch your show. Every time you do these things, you are only making your success inevitable. So those are a couple key mindsets and things I really want you to take into this great lock-in, because it can be a bumpy road, but I promise you it is absolutely worth getting to that destination. So I really want you to remember those things before going into your great lock-in. Before you can refine your habits, you have to get so clear on what it is that you are working towards. This is where I want you to zoom out and ask yourself what really matters this last quarter of the year. Who do I want to be by January 1st? What will make me proud when I look back on these last few months? And I want you to write and answer these questions as if they've already happened. You could say, I filmed and uploaded 2 videos a week. I saved $1,000. I moved my body at least 4 times a week. And then I want you to pick 1 to 3 core goals. No more than that, because it just gets too much. 1 to 3 is plenty. And I want them to be goals that make you so freaking excited you can't even see straight. These are going to become your North Star during this great lock-in, because clarity is power. When you know the exact life that you are building, from the point of you waking up and starting your day to the point of putting your head on the pillow at night, you have one simple question to ask yourself with every decision that you make. It's, does this move me closer to my vision or not? That is all you need to ask yourself. Whatever decision you are making, does this move me closer to my goal or does it not? And this has helped me tremendously, because I used to prioritize things that just didn't matter, because I was subconsciously reinforcing the belief in myself that change has to take a long time, and it doesn't, because I was prioritizing the wrong things. So if you could ask yourself, if you are in a predicament where you don't know what to do, but you know that you are locking in on yourself, you are focusing in on what you want. And if you can ask yourself, does this push me closer to that, or does this move me further away? That is going to give you all the clarity that you need. Once you are clear, it's time to audit yourself and your habits. Yes, I know this can be a little daunting, and you might not want to be totally honest with yourself, but I need you to, because it's for your own good. It is not for judgment purposes. It is literally just to give you clarity. You have to take inventory of where you are right now. Just think of this as the reality check that really sets the stage for your great lock-in, because we're not carrying these old patterns into our new identity. They're not coming with us. I want you to get your journal, get a piece of paper, whatever, and I want you to map out your typical day. Write down what a normal weekday looks like for you from the time that you wake up to the time you go to bed. And don't try to make it pretty or zhuzh it up. Just write it as it happens. I know every day is different, but just try to do a generic flow of what that day looks like. Like when you wake up, when you eat, how long do you scroll on your phone, what happens in the evenings whenever you get home, and just seeing this on paper, out of your head, out of that kerfuffle of a noggin that you might feel like you have, it's very powerful. It is very eye-opening, because you start to see all these patterns and these gaps that you can't see in your head, and they jump out at you, and you can see missed opportunity, or you can see an opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, I see I waste so much time scrolling here. I can do something with this time. I can go do a workout. I can film a video. I can write a paragraph of my book I'm writing. Whatever it is you are working towards, you can start to see the patterns and the gaps. Maybe there's a certain point during the day when you feel like you start to have an energetic dip. Maybe you can identify that, and maybe you see that there's a bad habit you have that happens right before that. Like it helps so much to see it all laid out in front of you. Now, I want you to look at that, and I want you to identify your energy leaks and your energy builders. Highlight anything that drains you without giving you anything in return. Whether it's mindless scrolling or late night snacking, skipping a workout, or just constant interruptions. Next, I want you to circle any of the habits that make you feel strong and they make you feel clear. Maybe it's your morning journaling, it's your daily walks, it's your time you take to read. And then ask yourself, if I kept doing the habits that are circled for 3 months, where would I be by January 1st? And if I kept doing the ones that drain me, where would I end up instead? And then I want you to decide what stays and what goes. I want you to make a keep list and a release list. Keep is obviously the habits that align with your next level self, and release are all of the old habits that leave you feeling drained. And again, this is not about judging yourself and where you are currently. It is solely just to get clarity and to give yourself a little audit, because you can't move forward while pulling in the old patterns with you. They can't come with you. Even just trimming 1 to 2 bad habits can free up so much mental and energetic space. And then I want you to look at your keep list. And from that, I want you to pick 1 to 2 daily actions that are going to create a domino effect. It could be a 30-minute morning routine just for yourself. It could be a workout block. It could be just prepping the next day's food the night before. And these keystone habits are going to be the backbone to your great lock-in. I'm so sorry if you hear landscapers. I don't know why they're landscaping today. This is not normally landscaping day, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Yeah, that's really annoying. But the goal of this audit is not perfection. It's about knowing exactly what's helping you and what's holding you back. And that way you can design this fall and winter around the things that actually move the needle forward, and you don't waste time doing something that's gonna make everything you try to do for nothing. And that clarity that follows every single rep will compound, and as Alex Hormozi says, make it unreasonable for you to not succeed. How can you make things easier for yourself? You need to make success the easy choice every single day. And the best way to do this is to set up your environment in a way that supports you in your great lock-in. Whatever you have to do to reduce the amount of friction with these new habits and make your old habits harder to do, that is what you need to do. When your environment nudges you forward, showing up becomes effortless, and the momentum for your great lock-in just keeps on compounding. Take the time that you need to tweak. This is the beauty of starting right now because you don't have to get it perfect on day one. Literally, the entire fall is your testing ground, okay? Since you've given yourself a head start on the year, you don't have to feel the need to run a million miles an hour just to burn out by the second week of January. Instead, you can experiment and you can adjust where you need to. So you can try different wake up times, you can try different meal ideas, maybe different types of workouts or different times of the day to work out with your schedule, and you can see what works and what does not work. And every time you tweak something and notice whether it helps or hurts you, you are learning what actually fits into your life and your energy. So that by the time that December 31st rolls around, you're already in a flow and in a routine that is sustainable and makes you feel really, really good. And then whenever January 1st hits, you won't be scrambling trying to figure it out. You'll simply continue what you worked through the fall and winter to refine. Because remember, the great lock-in is not about rushing. It's about building a rhythm that lasts. So this is the season to adjust and refine and build habits that are so well fitted to you that keeping them is literally effortless. Now, while it's really important to stay locked in on your goals, I also want you to be able to lean into the season and enjoy it for what it is while you're still working towards your goals. If you have seen any of my other videos and you're not new to my channel, you will know how much I love seasonal living, especially cozy season and everything it has to offer, but I enjoy it while also working towards my goals. Because yes, the great lock-in is about focus and growth. It's also about living in the season that you're in. Fall is naturally a slower time of the year and is a time you kind of look more inwards, and instead of fighting that rhythm, we need to really embrace it. So make space for the cozy things that really do fill you back up. Whether it's evening walks under leaves or baking seasonal treats, diving into your favorite autumnal book by candlelight, enjoying a Gilmore Girls marathon, maybe even just inviting friends over for a simple soup night. These moments are also a part of the process. And whenever you can pair discipline with enjoyment, you are building a life that is balanced and that is pushing you towards your goals, but it's one that you can sustain because you actually feel like you're living your life. Your mind rests, your creativity refills, and your goals feel sustainable and they don't feel heavy. Because remember, you are not creating a life that you want to escape from. You are creating a life that you enjoy living in right now. So light the candle, savor the pumpkin spice, watch the leaves change. Let the season remind you that rest and growth can both coexist. Now, I know this week's episode was a little bit of a longer one, but I really felt like it was things that you needed to hear. I know I needed to remind myself of those things, and these are things that have really, really helped me in pushing myself to become the version of myself that I want to be. And I know that it is something that will help you too. So for this week's Girl Check-In Challenge, I want you to choose one clear goal for the rest of the year and write it as if it is already done. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to do a 10-minute habit audit. Just draw those two columns, keep and release. And then out of those two, I want you to see what you need to let go of and what you need to keep, and maybe what you need to double down on. And circle one keystone habit in that keep column that you are going to protect on a daily basis. And the third thing I want you to do is I want you to plan one seasonal joy. I think you should do more, but for this exercise purposes, I want you to just pick one that you really want to do. Something that's gonna let you enjoy fall while also letting you grow at the same time. Maybe it's going to a pumpkin patch, or reading by candlelight, or going for a night walk under the leaves, or baking your favorite fall treat. I don't know, maybe having a little movie marathon. Whatever it is that fills your soul this time of year, I want you to plan that one seasonal joy and I want you to go do it. So that is your girl check-in for the week. Make sure to comment below and share your goal and your one seasonal joy that you're going to write down for your check-in challenge. And that way we can just cheer each other on. That is the whole point of this, is to support each other and just help each other become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. And by next Sunday, I promise you, you are going to feel the momentum building and your great lock-in is just going to be underway and in full swing. And I know that you can do it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some inspiration for the next few months, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. So make sure to comment below if this did help you out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in your next check-in.